pretty darn real daytime fly line fishing.
Yeah, really good daytime fishing. You want to be prepared with some 30-pound, 25-pound small size hook, your favorite style fluorocarbon or whatever. It's really good in daytime fishing. Jigs have been working flat falls, Colt Snipers, that type of stuff this past week. Yeah, it's things are starting to happen, and I think it's going to be a good fall.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We're certainly pumped for it, and with the big fish, the big fish always kind of steal the spotlight.
Yep.
Everybody's excited and seeing those big cows and things like that. And what's been the deal as of late? It seems like there's still opportunities for some of that big fish on the kite, but there's been more catchable size ones.
Mm-hmm.
And we, like I said, we've kind of seen all parts of it. But what phase of fishing are we in right now, grade of fish wise, and how the guys are catching them?
It's literally like talking to Charlie on the Dawn and Gavin on the Queen and Renee on the Shogun and stuff. The weird thing that's happened in the last 5 to 7 is all this little tiny bluefin showing up from 5 to 10. They don't know where it came from.
Yeah, mixed sizes. Right?
Yeah, it's like which is a great sign for us. I don't know, and it's like they have to drive away from that tiny stuff because they don't want to come back to the dock with 5-pound bluefin or whatever, and they're driving away from that small stuff because obviously they don't want to kill it or anything. And then you got guys catching 250 pounders on the kite. It's good foamer fishing on poppers and stick baits and stuff like that for the local guys. Even the sport guys, if they can get close enough, you got a guy that can make a good cast. So you're catching some nice 100 to 130 pound fish on the poppers and stick baits and stuff. And then you get the right school. It's, your 20 to 50 pound bluefin on live bait, fishing a sardine or whatever your favorite daytime jig is. You know? So we got the whole gamut.
Truly from 5 to 205.
Yeah, and if you don't want to stay up all night and try to catch a big one, which those guys are still up every night looking for that big fish, because obviously that's going to get more people excited. But hey, go take a nap at 1 o'clock in the morning, wake up at 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning and catch some daytime fish, So it's not.
So are there any big fish during the daytime?
Only either on the kite or on the popper or the stick on the foamer stuff. Yeah. So there's a little bit, not a lot, but they're seeing a lot of it. But they, you know how bluefin are. You get a sport boat within a couple 100 yards. That stuff wants to normally dive down or whatever, but some of this time that stuff is up high and dry and you can get a good cast on it. A couple guys make a good hookup on it.
How do the boats decide if they're going to try to catch a big one in the daytime with a kite versus try to get a school for live bait? It's tough. Obviously, just like we said before, those big cows get the highlights and everybody loves seeing those pictures on Instagram, but you've only got 1 or 2 guys that are really in the game. Certainly you could catch one with a sinker rig and all the ways, but it's kind of a team effort at that point versus, is it charter versus open party, or is it just to each boat or to each captain, or this guy's kind of known for catching big ones? Like, how does that all shake out?
I think it has to do with more what the conditions are day in and day out, because it changes. Because if they can stop on a school and if that stuff comes underneath us, the guys that are driving these boats, they know if that stuff is going to bite within a couple minutes. If that stuff, they're going to keep moving. But if they get a school that sticks, yes. But it's like, man, we've hit 10 schools and they're not sticking to the boat. All right, but we're seeing it up high. All right, let's put the kite out, and we can catch 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 a day on that.
Yeah,
and
like picking off a handful is better than trying to get a bunch but striking out every time.
Exactly. So I think it kind of depends on that type of stuff. The guys that fish, there are guys that fish the kite really, really hard, and there's other guys like, I want to get the meat underneath us. So it kind of just depends on the boat also, but it depends. Like I said, if that stuff is not sticking to the boat or just wants nothing to do with the boat, okay, we're going to try to get the kite up.
I gotcha.
But if that fish comes underneath the boat and sticks around, you can pick 2, 3, 4 off at a time and do that and make a day out of it. That's what they're going to do for sure.
You've been around this for a long time and certainly have a better handle on all of the boats. If somebody was going and they were wanting to book an open party trip at a Fisherman's Landing, which at times there's a lot of options. Mm-hmm. If somebody was wanting to do one thing or another, do you kind of steer them in a direction like, oh, these guys really like to focus on big ones, or these guys really like to do the opposite? Or is it just truly a case by case, scenario by scenario? Like there's not, there's no way of pushing that because they're going to fish for whatever the cards are dealt.
Correct. And I like to feel like if it's a guy that's newer to the sport, or like, hey, this is my first time going on a day and a half or a 2-day trip, I kind of try to get them to go to maybe one of the smaller boats, where there's less people and they feel a little more comfortable. Hey, I'm like gone 30 times this year. Go on what you feel comfortable with,
Yeah.
you know. I think a lot of guys now, I don't know why this is, but if they're new to the sport and they're trying to get their feet wet, let's say, they feel more comfortable with less people on the boat. So I think that's like when the Fortune, the Pegasus, the Dawn, maybe they will feel a little more comfortable on it. It's a smaller boat. Or like, hey, you know, or the Constitution is a great boat. You know, Jeff is 75-foot boat, 20 people max on that thing.
Oh wow, I didn't know.
So yeah,
20 max on it.
Yeah, and it's all include for the most part, all inclusive. Your food, your meals, your bunks, everything's included in the open party price. You know,
Nice
I think
boat.
the only thing you have to pay for is he does a drink package on the boat. I think he said it was like $40 or $50, and that's your soda and your water and everything like that. So
Oh, cool.
yeah.
So speaking of which, okay, Fisherman's Landing is known for the best long range fleet in the world. One of the primest of prime charter boats and open party boats. You got your big hero guys like the Pacific Queen.
Sure.
Who are the unsung heroes at Fisherman's Landing?
That's
Who
a
are
good-
the guys that are just like doing the job? And in your opinion, I know you have to be politically correct.
Yeah,
here,
but like they'll be the Gavins
guys-
and the Pacific Queens of a
Yeah.
couple years. Kind
right,
of thing. Yeah.
right.
I think Dave on the Tomahawk, he does a great
Yeah.
job.
Yeah,
And such a great guy. too.
Yeah, and he's super quiet. He just does his thing, you know.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I want to add to that too. You don't hear about it all the time. It's one of those things you always joke. You hear about every complaint. You almost never hear about every compliment. You know, but that's one boat that just day in and day out, at least on the tackle store side of things, we get guys all the time like, man, I went with that guy Dave. That was killer. Like you hear so many like positive feedback after the trip comments for that.
That's
one.
a nice boat.
It is. It's a big boat, and Dave is one of those guys. If you ask him a question, he should tell you whatever you want to know and need to know, and he is willing to share his experience and his knowledge with almost anyone on the boat. Which, you know, you don't get that with on every boat and stuff like that. I think Justin and Tyler on the Islander, they're doing a great job. John has
new owners.
John. I mean, talk about a guy that kind of like the Spirit, you know, just never was really on the social media thing. They post a little here and there, but always sold out. He had a great following, and those guys, and Justin kept the whole crew from Tyler, Brody, all those guys, Alex, the cook on the Islander. He kept all those guys that John already had.
That was such a smart move.
Yeah.
So you're saying like all the crew that kept that boat at the highest level, the new owner came in through, just kept everybody on board.
Exactly. And kind of still, you know, they're super quiet. They just go out and catch fish, come in, and like 9 out of 10 times, like, hey, what did you guys catch? Like, oh, we caught this, you know. Like, dude, you get like, tell us you're having great fishing, you
Should
know.
be pumping your chest a little bit.
Exactly. Like, oh, we're just doing our thing, man. We're just keeping our nose to the grind and just doing our thing. Like, yeah. So, but everyone's done a great job, you know. Obviously, Alec on the Pegasus, he had everyone kind of knows what happened there. But a super quiet guy, you know. It's hard to get that guy talking, but as soon as he does,
that was one that really bummed me out.
Yeah.
Because the Pegasus has just he did it, man. Like Alec worked his butt off. That boat is in the best shape that it's ever been in, and I mean he's a weapon. Like those guys kicked some serious butt.
For those who don't know, they had a fire.
Yeah, I was going to say they had a non-threatening at the dock electrical fire, and you know, and with that comes Coast Guard and insurance and all those things. And like that dude worked his ass off, became such a great fisherman, and was sold out. You know, he did it. Like he did all the hard work and did all those trips early, did all those trips early where you really got to grind it out, and was rewarded by having full trips for the rest of the season. And then, you know, unfortunately had that setback.
So what's the prognosis for when is he coming back?
He'll be back full speed next summer, beginning in probably March, April, May.
Oh, so it's that's
like a season ending.
Yeah, we were hoping, like, talking to Alec and Drew, they think they can get the boat up and ready in 4 to 5 weeks, but the insurance company is just dragging their feet on.
Oh,
what insurance is doing what insurance does, you know.
Sure.
So they unfortunately we got all their charters. I mean, I got them on different boats. I got them rescheduled and stuff. So
like nobody's left hanging.
No one is left hanging
for the boys.
Yeah, exactly. The guys that wanted that already had, everyone had a deposit, and if they didn't want to go to a different boat, which there was quite a few guys like, hey, just roll our days over and deposit over next year, and we'll do it again next year. You know, so yeah. So I mean,
tough break for those guys.
Totally.
It is a tough break,
but it happens.
Yeah, I mean, stuff happens, you know, and it was at the dock. I mean, the biggest part of the I mean, it wasn't even the fire that caused the most damage, it was the smoke damage, you know. And it's like the and the water damage, you know. It's just, yeah, they're gonna have to put all new electronics in, rewire the boat. So, and insurance companies being insurance companies, and they're just dragging their feet and trying to prolong it as long as possible. So it is what it is. They'll be back at full strength come next spring for sure.
You know, another one that you don't tend to hear necessarily the social media highlights from, but man, they're another one that just flies under the radar and kicks some butt is that Fortune.
Yeah, Jake is
Jake's a good fisherman.
Yeah, the first year, it was his first year doing it last year, getting his feet wet. Now you can totally tell he's comfortable with what he's doing now, and he's getting a good crew together. You know, he had to weed through some guys and stuff like that, but he is getting it together, and he's really catching on this year, and he's doing a really good job. You know, he had to break out of his shell a little, get a little more personal, but you know that comes with maturity and stuff like that, and he's doing a good job this year.
That's cool. Yeah, but we had him on the show, and
I like him.
Did a good job. Yeah,
he is really becoming a really good fisherman, and he's getting a hang of things, you know. So he comes from the Royal Star. He knows what he's doing. He just needed to build that confidence and put a couple good scores together, and he's gonna do just fine in the next couple of years for sure.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Sure. Yeah, he's like, we just got to get him out there and let people know what he is and what he's doing, and he will do just fine.
I love that boat because they really do bring that Royal Star style to a short length trip. You know, his food is kind of elevated, and they do snacks, and they do, you know, same thing that Star is known for, you know, lesser passenger loads, really targeted on quality. Like those guys do a really good job.
Yep.
Yeah. Now I understand the Dolphin's been doing some runs to the Coronado
That's
Islands.
been cool to see.
Yeah. Jason and Nano, they've killed it when, like, if the Liberty's got a charter or sold out or whatever, and he has enough time, he's been switching over to the Coronado Islands, and he's put a catch together. I think his last trip he had 5 or 6 bluefin and I don't know, 25, 30 yellowtail off the top of my head. You know, he's been hanging in there just fine.
So rad.
You know, and it's been. And the half-day fishing is as good as it's ever been. Yeah. That in the last 10 years, it's been great half-day fishing. But you know, the kids are back in school and stuff. So if he's got a light load or whatever, hey, put me on full day to the islands or whatever. We'll get in on some of that. And Nano's enjoying it, and Jason's had fun with it. Like he's like stoked on it. You know, some years is like, now I just want to do my half-day thing. And this year he's like totally into it, enjoying it, and super loving it. Yeah.
That boat's cool. Nano, who's the second operator, has been, you know, fishing on the boat, you know, since a little kid. You know what I mean? Like I for sure remember him coming down to the dock and fishing. And like, it's just been a fun watching somebody grow up and progress, and then become a crew member, then kind of become the all-star crew member, and then, you know, get a license, and then start to run here or there. And now it's just, I mean, that kid is badass. Yeah, it's really brought a lot of lifeblood into the boat. Again, just like you said, Jason's a legendary fisherman, fished local for a long time, but that kid wants to get him, man.
Yeah,
it's cool. Yeah,
he wants to catch the yellowtail. He wants to be in the spotlight.
That's one of those kids that you're talking about. Yeah. Like Nano's going to have a very bright career in this game. Like he's a good fisherman.
And how many days a week is he run the boat?
I would say 3 to 4, you know. Okay. Jason's on the boat a lot for sure. But Nano's enjoying it, and you know, they probably split it 50-50 now. He's on the weekends, Monday, Tuesday, or something like that. Then Jason's on the boat 3 or 4 days a week and stuff for sure.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome. Well, as you can hear, talking about Fisherman's Landing, there's a lot to talk about there at that legendary landing, and a whole lot more. And we have a great show here.
Yeah, you're not kidding. So stoked to have Carl in here with us. Again, Carl's, you know, history with the landing so much, you know, kind of touched every part of it. We worked together in the tackle store. He's had his handle on everything from the rental department, picking all the rods and reels, to obviously the landing side, to running boats himself and having a license. And it's just really fun to have Carl in here, the perfect person for his job at Fisherman's Landing, having touched all parts of it, and the perfect person to have on Let's Talk Hookup, because you get such a great gauge on all the things going on, especially our current fishing that's happening right now. And if you want to join us and talk to Carl this morning, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a call this morning at 833-288 0973. Again, 833-288-0973 is how you reach us on the phones, or send us a text. Our text the show option, so popular here on Let's Talk Hookup. And the only way to do that is through the Let's Talk Hookup app. It's a free download. If you don't have it already, you just need to go get it. Get that Let's Talk Hookup app. It's the easiest way to listen to Let's Talk Hookup. You can catch all the archive shows on your drive home. If you want to, if you missed Doug Kern yesterday and you want to go back, get a great tackle tip. It's a great way to follow up on Let's Talk Hookup.
You can access YouTube and Facebook, our YouTube and Facebook channels, our Instagram channels. Everything is on the app,
including the text the show option. So once you pull up the app, just hit text the show and fire off your questions to Carl, and we'll be reading them on the air. Just make sure you include your name and a phone number along with your text. We got to have some contact info in case you're the winner of today's prize. And man, what a prize are we giving away today? One lucky caller at the end of today's show is going to get to go fishing.
Or texter.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. Caller at texter. Again, decided by the coin flip, as always, is going to get to go on a full day trip on board the Liberty at a Fisherman's Landing. And a huge thanks to Taro and Gina and Fisherman's Landing for allowing us to give away such a killer prize. One lucky person going fishing on board the Liberty on a full day trip. And what a year those guys have been having, too.
Yeah. They had a slower start, but man, the fishing at the islands has been as
pretty
good
crazy.
as it gets for the last
That's awesome.
month or so. Good yellowtail fishing, some bluefin in the mix. You go out there, you just don't know what you're going to catch. It's maybe that offshore thing is going to start happening here soon, so we'll see what happens here in the next couple of weeks. But really good island fishing. Those Ryan and Taro and Paul and Corey, all those guys, they've been killing it, and they come up so stoked. Corey's up there buying a new rod or reel like every other day or whatever. Ryan's like, yeah, let's go. Like, we got to get off the dock like full every single day. So, yes.
And don't forget, we have our second Let's Talk Hookup 2-day trip on the Liberty in October. It still has space available.
Oh, no way. On an October trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was sold out. And I think it's
like one or two spots.
Yeah, one or two guys had to back out here.
Yeah,
I think
that's going to October's going to be good.
Yeah, October's going to be good. Yeah. It's my favorite time to go fishing.
No doubt about that. Well, if you want to go on board the Liberty, we're giving away that spot. Again, your chance to talk to Carl at 833-288-0973. And when we come back, we're going to be taking those phone calls, reading those texts. We got catch reports and a whole lot more with Carl. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California's sport fishing voice on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, this is Rosie with Cedros Sport Fishing. We have always been the leader with all-inclusive fishing trips to Cedros Island. We now have 2 lodges to choose from, and both sit on the cliff's edge with relaxing ocean views and gorgeous morning sunrises. With direct flights departing to the CBX in San Diego, we are committed to providing first-class service to our guests and an unforgettable fishing experience. Come check out the yellowtail and calico bass capital in the world. Nobody does it better than Cedros Sport Fishing. Call me at 619-772-7570 or check us out at cedrosportfishing.com. Book soon. Trips are going fast.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. Spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
Partners Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now with stores throughout Southern, Central, and Northern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find a location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
Inside information is everything when it comes to catching fish in Southern California. You need a code group to connect with what's happening on the water. Fishdope.com is your code group. Inside information available at your fingertips 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Fishdope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. Fishdope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane, along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. They become your code group. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Catine, 365 days a year. Fishdope.com has online planning tools, temperature and chlorophyll charts, hot bite icons, and more. Take it from me, if you don't have Fishdope.com, you're not part of the in the know crowd. Membership is affordable and good for an entire year. Plus, use the special code and save $30 on a new Fishdope.com membership. Check it out today. Fishdope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
For your next fishing adventure, check Point Loma Sport Fishing. They offer half-day and full-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit PointLomaSportFishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627. Want to go fishing? Point Loma Sport Fishing has you covered.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. All right, phones are packed up. That sure didn't take long. If you want to get your shot at talking to Carl and, of course, your shot to go fishing on board the Liberty, again, 833-288-0973, or hit us on the Let's Talk Hookup app.
Jeff standing by at the fan and ready to take your calls. Only one line open there, but let's jump into it.
You got it, man. We're going to talk to Tom. He's called us from University City this morning. Tom, thanks for getting us started here on the phones.
Hey, good morning.
What's up,
Glad
Tom?
to talk to Carl. Hey, I was wondering two things. One is regarding the mono top shot for jigs, if Carl's doing that. It seems like we were talking about it for a while, and now people are going with straight fluoro. And also, I'd like to know if there's dorado. It seems like there's one or two dorado in the count, so I was wondering if we're going to start seeing them.
Dorado, I think that's a matter of time. It seems like we're getting warm enough water for that stuff. But yeah, there's been a couple here and there. Some guys have seen a couple kelp patties with a few dorado on them. Nothing in like big numbers yet, not to get ahead of ourselves and stuff. But if we need a, like we were talking earlier before the show started, we need a hurricane down below to start pushing some of that fish up north to here, a little warmer water to get some more of that dorado and hopefully some yellowfin and stuff like that. For jigs, if you're talking about surface iron, I still like fishing 40-pound mono for surface iron, 100 yards on Top Shot or something before I get to my Spectra. I still like mono. I know a lot of guys have gone straight to Spectra with a short Top Shot, like 2 or 3 feet of mono or fluorocarbon, which is each to their own. I still like the mono Top Shot. That's just my preference. Then if you're talking about like the vertical jigging for nighttime, most guys are going straight Spectra to either 2 or 3 feet of like a bite leader or something like that. Or most guys I feel now are going to 100-pound Spectra or 130-pound Spectra to maybe 10 to 20 feet of like 150-pound mono or 150-pound fluorocarbon, no bite leader. And they tie that jig straight to the 150-pound or 130-pound Top Shot right there or something like that.
Yeah,
so
cool. Hey, Jim, thanks a lot for the call, by the way. Appreciate that. That leaves one line open at 833-288-0973. Jim in Oceanside writes, good morning, guys. My grandkids come from Montana to visit first 2 weeks in June each year, 9 and 11 years old. We want to thank whoever's responsible for the Kids Fish Free Thursday program
Cool.
on the half day. It's great for them and got them hooked on deep sea fishing. Yeah. Tell us about that Kids Fish Free program.
So that was Frank's idea. I'm 99%. Frank is.
That sure sounds like a Frank idea.
Frank is all about getting the youth into sport fishing. So he came up with one day, like, we've been doing this now for probably close to 8 or 9 years or something like that. And during the summer, we do Kids Fish Free on Thursdays. Now schools have started probably sometime in September. We'll switch it to the weekend where it's more available for the kids, instead of, hey, we got to take the kids out of school or whatever. We'll do it. Normally we do it on a Sunday. So we'll do Kids Fish Free on Sundays, probably starting in another week or two. But during the summer, we do Kids Fish Free for every paid adult. So you bring one adult, you get one kid for free. We consider kids when they don't need a license. 15 or younger would be considered free on the boat. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I love
and
that.
all they got to do is pay for a rental rod. And most of the time, mom or dad or whatever has a rod for them or whatever.
And that's in June.
That's we do that year round.
All year.
Oh, it's year round.
Year round. So
Kids Fish 3 on Thursday.
Yeah, and then during the school year, September through May, it's on Sundays normally.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So we do Kids Fish Free on Sundays during the school year. Then during the summer months.
Now, wait a minute. School year's right now.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
He did
so
So like all summer long, it's on Thursdays,
Yep.
and now that the kids are going back to school, it's going to switch over to being on Sundays.
in September.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah. Okay.
The thing
Gotcha.
is, like, someone's like, yeah, kids are going back to school. It's like, it's August 8th. What do you mean?
I know, right? What
And I
happened
was
this summer, right?
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean?
Of course, they're out in May, right?
Yeah. So during the school year, I guess August through May now or whatever, we'll do kids fish free on Sundays for every paid adult. Then during the summer months, we'd move it to Thursdays. So we like it on days that the kids can actually go instead of like, hey, we're going to do kids fish free on Monday during the school year. That makes zero sense. You're going to get one or two
I
kids.
love it.
Yeah. And then you just have to pay for a rental rod if you need. And then Chris Yamada, he at CalStar, he totally hooked us up. He got us 30 spinning rods for the kids to use,
Wow.
CalStar 800 XLs, I think there were, or lights, and we made them 7.5 feet.
This was a cool project. So
Wow.
that was one of the things that Chris spearheaded. Also, Chris also a big, getting new people into fishing thing, and I know Jason was kind of. There was always spinning gear for people who needed it for the rental room, but there wasn't a ton of it.
Yeah.
Jason wanted a little more, and Carl and Doug and Jason and Chris Yamada all got together and they said, well, let's build something that's right. So like, rather than what a lot of things are like, oh, let's just get a cheap deal on some rods. Like they went out and designed like a rod purpose built for it, like a purpose built CalStar. They took blanks that already existed. They cut them down to the configuration that Chris and Carl and Jason all came up with and built like a fleet of bitchin' CalStar.
Wow.
Like they're nicer than the spinning gear that I own, and it's what's on the rental rods every day to go half day fishing.
You could catch a calico bass on it, catch a yellowtail on it, you can catch a small tuna on it, no problem. They come with Shimano Bait Runner 8000s or 10, whatever.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect reel for
That's
that.
cool.
Yeah.
Easy to use,
Super
but very
easy.
effective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And
What an awesome deal.
if
that
you've
is.
never fished before or you're a 10-year-old kid, we have gear that you can use. You don't have to worry about backlashing and bird's nest and all that stuff. You're ready to go.
Wow. That's a pretty good deal.
I
Well, let's
dig it.
jump back on the phones, Rick.
John in Colorado Springs is standing by for us this morning. John, good morning. Thanks for coming to Let's Talk Hookup.
Morning, guys. I'm excited to be out in California next month. And I was just wondering when those dates are for the 2-day trip, if you had a couple of spots on. And can you tell me a little bit about that boat?
Yeah.
Well,
it's going to be on the Liberty, and it's going to be October. If you give me a second, I'll pull it up there.
Yeah. So let's talk hookup.
Yeah,
trip.
let's
the
talk
2-day,
hookup.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
while I can look up the dates, give us a little rundown about the Liberty and amenities. And
It's October 19 through 21.
There you go.
So the Liberty is an 85-foot boat. It sleeps 36 people, but on that trip, I think we've limited it to, I want to say 28 or 26, I think, off the top of my head.
It's 26.
Yeah,
25 actually.
Okay. I knew it was, we didn't take all 36 people or whatever. I knew it.
Yeah. Super limited load.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Includes food,
your permits and everything.
permits.
So
we put a bunch of product on there, Shimano and AFCO,
Yeah.
and Seagar product,
Yep.
Costa sunglasses. We give away a bunch of stuff on there. Dave Dolan's going to host the trip.
Cool.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dave's a really good host. He's very interactive with the customers and very knowledgeable of sharing his fishing experience and stuff like that. But I believe it's a traditional 2-day, right? Leaves at night, come back in the evening. So the boat will leave either at 8 or 9 o'clock. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Then and it's midweek. I think it leaves
Sunday to
yeah,
Thursday.
yeah,
Sunday
Sunday
to
night.
Tuesday.
Yep.
Sunday to Tuesday.
Sunday night, you get all day Monday fishing. You get all Monday night fishing if there's bluefin to be caught. You get to fish Tuesday morning till probably noon or 1. Then you'll come home, be back at the dock, I'm guessing, around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening and stuff like that.
Yeah, and fishermanslanding.com. You can book it right on there.
Yep.
There's a couple spots left.
Yeah. Go to Fisherman's Landing. Then you can go under full schedule. Then you could pick out the Liberty. Then just scroll down. And it'll be marked Let's Talk Hookup.
It would be marked a limited load 2-day.
Correct.
So that would even further refine your search there.
Yeah. And you can always search. It will be sponsored by Let's Talk Hookup and everything.
Yeah.
So you know which trip it is.
October 19 through 21.
Well, speaking of the Liberty, I had a great text come through, and it was from John in Rancho San Diego. And it says, hey, guys, what a great show this morning. Nice to hear from Carl. Carl, when reserving trips at Fisherman's Landing, can specific bunks or stateroom be reserved in advance? Also, and this is the part that I liked, when Taro started running the Liberty, it was mostly an open party, full-day charter boat trip. Unfortunately for us, things have changed, and that boat has become so successful that they are starting to get primarily charters. I was wondering, when they are chartered, will there anybody else that focuses on full day runs or anything in the future? And I it's one of those things that like I love. You love and hate seeing, like, those guys run such a good operation.
Yes.
That Liberty is so nice. It's so comfortable.
Correct.
When you can go on a full day trip and get a Wagyu burger and go crash out in a bunk and have a shower and a bathroom that's nicer than the one in my house. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like that boat, like, as they do, when you start to get that successful, people are like, well, I want to do this with just me and my buds. And
Exactly.
the boat's getting chartered a lot. Like, they're running a good program.
Yeah. During the prime months, it's 80-90% charter. They got a day here for open party. Weekends are gone. Like, don't even think about a weekend in July, August, September. They're booked up for charters and stuff like that. That's why we have Jason on the Dolphin filling in when he can. Chuck on the Tradition now. He wants to try to fill in, but he's doing a good job on the boat.
Right.
And he's starting to run pretty much almost every day on he found a cool little niche leaving at 2:00 in the afternoon for a day and a half and stuff like that. So you're out there early enough. You don't have to miss a whole day's worth of work and stuff. So when we have boats that can do it, yes, we're going to try to do more of that. But it's just all our boats are running their own operation. And then we don't have a boat just sitting idle at the landing where they can run. Hey, I'm in for 5 days. Let me throw 5 full day trips up there and stuff like that. So we don't have that ability on a normal basis, but when we do, we can. Like, he's ran probably over the last 2 weeks or something. He's ran 4 or 5 full day trips out to the islands, and he's done a great job. I think the Tradition might have a couple days next month if that stuff is worth for him to do it. If not, he's going to run his day and a half and 2 day trips and stuff like that. It'd be nice if we had a boat just sitting there at the landing, but
Don't want that.
Yeah, exactly. We all our guys are running,
especially in August, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
September. This is when they got to make money.
Yep.
Right. They can sit there in January.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've a great text here from our friend Jolene, the fish killing machine in Oceanside. Nice to hear from Jolene. He says, hi, Pete, Rick, and Carl. What's your go-to Colt Sniper that you like to use for yellowtail at the islands or kelp when bait and certain jigs aren't working?
My favorite go-to Colt Sniper is, and they don't make it anymore, it's that dark purple.
Get out of here with that.
No.
Dark purple?
Yeah.
It's his favorite.
It was the single least popular color that they made. It was like this dark purple. It was so unpopular that they discontinued it. And the second that they said, okay, we're not making this anymore, every Carl Schmidt in the world came out of the woodworks like, wait, that's my favorite color. What do you mean it's not available anymore?
It catches more fish than anything else.
The dark purple.
Yeah. And I don't know how many.
But you can't find them.
Long since discontinued. Years ago, discontinued.
I'll find someone on a boat and that has it in their
tackle
box. I'll give you $20 for that. All right, sure. I've never used it yet.
For me, no doubt, 80-gram Katy Perry. That's my number one.
80-gram Katy Perry.
Yeah,
and what's the Katy Perry color? What? It's kind of a rainbow color, right?
Silver body, pink and blue on the top. Like most Colt Snipers have just like that single. If we're being totally real, take the tackle store personality. I don't think it makes a lick of difference on a Colt Sniper. They swim good. They got a good wiggle, and it's mostly the whole thing is all flash and prism. Anyways, the whole thing is flash and prism with one strip of color on the top. Could be blue, could be green, could be a little sardine thing. But if I'm picking one,
80 gram
Katy Perry, 80-gram Katy Perry. Yeah.
And do you change the hook out?
For yellows, I don't. It has a good treble hook that's on it. With that said, bluefin fishing, I think it's worthwhile. If you're going to be going day and a half fishing, the thing is with a Colt Sniper, everything eats it. Yeah. A sand bass eats it, and a 150-pound tuna will eat
Rockfish eats
everything.
Yeah.
Salmon, you know what I mean? Like
salmon
it's the bomb. But if you're going to be fishing bigger bluefins with it, there's a lot of ways to do it, and none of them are right versus wrong. Some guys really like swapping to an assist hook. Some guys like a bigger, heavy duty single hook. For me, I'm a stay with the treble hook guy, but maybe swap it out to a heavier duty one.
I'm the same way. Treble hook all the way.
I think it gets bit better.
I do too.
It flutters better. Something about it. I think it gets
changes
bit
the action if you put that single hook.
It does. I mean, I'm sure not saying that that's the wrong way to do it. I've seen a lot of big fish. And once you're attached, if you were attached to a big fish, I would feel better being attached with a nice set of twin like a set of twin assist hooks. Like I'd feel better once that was in them, but I'm a treble hook guy, man. I like the way that thing gets bit. I'm a not broke, don't fix it guy.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We're going to check in with catch reports, a whole lot more of your phone calls, and you got a whole bunch with Carl. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Have you been looking for a live bait hook that keeps live bait alive? Look no further than Japan's leading fish hook, Gamakatsu. It's the little things that make the difference, and Gamakatsu hooks drive the point home. With an absolute perfect bend and ideal barbs, your bait swims harder and longer. And when you get bit, Gamakatsu hooks bite back with a vengeance. All hooks are not the same. Go with Gamakatsu for infinite success. Gamakatsu, simply the best. Check gamakatsu.com.
For local or long-range fishing, we have you covered. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. Being a part of the San Diego Sport Fishing Landing gives us a distinct advantage when it comes to getting you on the latest and hottest tackle for your trip. Our expert staff knows exactly what you need for your long-range or local trip, and we will not sell you something you don't need. We carry a huge inventory of the right tackle. So visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Our hardworking crew will make your fishing experience one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. All our open party trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Hi, this is Christy Wheeler with Dawson and Associates Insurance, your full-service agency specializing in boat insurance, including charter, commercial, and personal use boats, business insurance, and travel insurance. We work hard to get you the most coverage for the best prices and guarantee the lowest rates available on all the travel plans we offer. So give us a call today at Dawson and Associates Insurance at 619-460-5615 for a free quote today.
Seasoned long-range fishermen know that the Red Rooster 3 is the finest fishing vessels in terms of technology, design, speed, comfort, and safety. This 105-foot sport fishing yacht meets every demand for comfort while delivering an unforgettable fishing vacation. Captain Andy Cates and crew are experienced, friendly, and sincere in their desire to help you have the trip of a lifetime. Book a trip on the Red Rooster 3 and you'll be back. Trips fill fast, so check redrooster3.com or call Lee Palm Sport Fisheries at 619-224-3857.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning, talking fishing. Phone lines are packed up. Great text coming through. It's been a solid morning. And, man, as promised, it's time to find out what's going on out there. It is time for the Catch Report, which today is sponsored in part by our great friends at Norrisk Lithium Battery. Power your boat with Norrisk Lithium. They're the ultimate choice for marine adventures. Norrisk delivers unmatched starting, trolling, and electronics power. Norrisk batteries are packed with cutting-edge technology. Upgrade your marine power today and set up your system at norrisklithium.com or go see the trolling motor doctor. I got to give the real quick story. I've got some real good buds that made the investment. They have a 38-foot sport fisher, switched over to all lithium, and just got back from their first trip from Avalon, stayed on the can for the entire long weekend with family, ran on battery power for 2 days. Everything. I mean,
everything.
Running a blender, TVs, microwave, the whole nine. 2 days without turning a generator on. Like, how crazy.
Yeah, you don't want to turn your generator on in Avalon because it echoes through that.
I mean, there's just one of the 2 days without even, I mean, like not a little bit, not, oh, hey, let's turn everything on and charge things back up for a little. 2 days of like never, not that's holding
North
off anything.
Lithium,
and that's exactly what it was.
And the cool thing about when you go to northlithium.com and design your system is they have all the chargers, all the different things, all the DC to DC chargers, all that stuff. You can design it right at northlithium.com.
Pretty slick.
It's an investment, but it's worth it.
Yeah, and it lasts forever too. I mean, like it's
10-year guarantee.
Yeah, the hours that you get out of them. Like the craziest thing for me, like that's why we keep saying that we're going to do it on our skiff. We just need to pull our trigger, but your Norrisk lithium battery will likely outlast your power plant on your boat.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
No question.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, they're talking about guaranteed for over 4,000 hours. Like most outboards don't see 4,000 hours. It's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
Well, hey, with that said, we're going to find out what's going on the water. We got the man standing by, Captain Brian Woolley. What's up, Woolley?
Hey, good morning, guys. What's happening? How are you?
Having fun this morning, buddy. How are
you?
Good
morning.
Good. You guys talking Avalon. We are like 8 miles inside the island right now on our way over for a little all-day fishing action here in Catalina today. So, yeah. We have our generator on. We're not under battery.
Non-battery powered vessel today.
Yeah, Roger. Well, hey, for us this week, decent bass fishing. Again, our water's 70 to 71 degrees in our little area all week. Certainly helped us out. Fly line live baits, I say, was the best deal for our anglers in the kelp there and over the hard bottom on our 1/2 and 3/4 day trips. 15 to 20 pound monofilament was perfect. Lures like the small profile baits, like the flukes, the slugs, fish really good. Something small, that looked like an anchovy or a smaller bait, certainly worked out great. Hard baits like the Lucky Crafts and those SP minnows and those natural bait colors fish good too for the calico bass. Anglers that wanted to go the sinker route did fine. Saw plenty of sand bass for those guys on the sinkers. The halibut has continued to be a real relevant part of the equation too. One kid on a 1/2 day trip this week, 3 live baits in a row sent to the bottom, 3 legal halibut. Just crazy, kid dropped 3 sardines to the bottom and caught 3 keeper fish back to back to back, which is kind of a cool deal. He was super stoked. So that's still in play on both the 1/2 and 3/4 day. And then the whitefish sheephead, of course, guys catching that on the shrimp and the squid. Over here at the island, it's just been classic bass, bonito, barracuda, some better grade bonito, like 4 to 5 pound stuff being caught on the live baits. A little yellowtail sample again this week. The new San Mateo was over here a day or two. He had some fish up the front of the island there, and just hit or miss, really current and condition dependent on that fish here at Catalina. And then over at Clemente, more excellent calico bass fishing for the Fury. On yesterday's overnight, they had 28 yellowtail in the mix there too with their bass. That yellowtail was like 8 to 20 pounds. Pretty good size spread on that, and that fly lined live baits and baits fish on the sliding egg sinker and whatnot got bit well. They also had a few sea bass in their count too, so some of that coming on the squid, I'd imagine, there as well. And then offshore stuff for the 4 and 6 pack fleet, they saw a few days of good bluefin catching, and there was a day or two that was a bit slow as that fish kind of moved around. It took them a day or two to relocate it, but still that stuff is in their striking range. So decent week. School's back in session here locally this next week, so lighter loads will become more common, but make those reservations if you want to hop on a trip with us. And give us a call here, 949-496-5794, or hit us up at danwharf.com.
Those are changes we can handle, man. That's that's good info and certainly some good fishing to be had. And man, I like it. We'll take that report anytime, Willie.
Roger. So yeah, we'll see what we can put together here on the front of the island here, and I'm sure we'll work our way around the back at some point and see if we can find maybe get a shot at just some yellowtail if we can find some condition.
All right.
That's what we're hoping here this morning.
We'll be checking the report tonight and hope you guys crush it and have an excellent day at the island, and appreciate a great report as always. We'll look forward to talking next week. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thanks, Willie.
Roger. And we got the marlin jigs out. All right. We'll see you guys
later. For sure.
See you, Willie.
Yeah, after that picture that Carl Sabonis posted yesterday with the marlin.
We were just looking at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's spectacular footage.
Chasing all the mac around.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that at Air Peliquia, is one of the coolest follows on Instagram for sure.
Yeah.
Just big giant bait ball and marlin up feeding through it. It like if somebody told you like, hey, look at this footage I just got from Mag Bay, you would certainly believe it's like, oh no, that was
Mag Bay.
Yeah, no, that was just right outside of home. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, hey, while we're waiting for the surf guru Gunny Gunnarsson, let's jump back in the phones.
You got it, man. How about this time we talk to Angel? He's calling us from El Cajon this morning. What's up, Angel? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning,
Got you,
Angel.
Lost him.
Looks like we just lost you there. Well, no worries. I had a great text come through. It says, man, guys, what a great show. I really appreciate all the work that Fisherman's Landing does to get us out on the water. My question is, with the current situation and slight uncertainty in the bait situation, what changes would Carl recommend for setups that we might bring on a 1 to 3 day trip? That's from DJ in San Diego.
That's probably the number one question we've gotten the last few weeks here. I tell everyone to bring everything right now, just because the bait is different every day. Conditions have changed. I would tell, like, everyone's recommending bringing a 25, 30 pound outfit for daytime fishing. And number one question is probably what size hooks. I'd bring anything from like a number 4 size hook, which is a really small hook for fishing anchovies, all the way up to a 2.0 and a 3.0, and kind of you can bring everything in between or kind of skip a size all the way up to like a 2.0. I think that would cover you, I would make sure you have some like 1/8 ounce, maybe some 1/4 ounce or something like that for egg sinkers or rubber core for fishing anchovies, smaller baits and stuff like that. Then when these guys are getting sardines, and which I feel like the last couple of weeks have been mostly sardine fishing, bring your 1.0 and 2.0. Definitely it seems like a smaller size hook has been working best, like a number 1, 1.0, 2.0 size, depending on what size of bait they're getting and stuff like that. And fluorocarbon match, still bring your 40, 50 pound outfits. That's what the guys are recommending at night for your daytime fishing, yo-yo, jigging, whatever you want to do. If you got a nice popper rod, stick bait rod, bring that for daytime. Then also, always bring your 100-pound outfit. People are like, oh, they haven't.
Always bring it.
Always bring it. That stuff can.
You never know.
You never know. That stuff will pop up one night, and it's one of those things. Better to have it and not need it than not have it. Type
How
of
true
stuff.
is that?
Yeah. Yep.
Good call. Hey, well, we got Angel back on the line from El Cajon. Good morning, Angel. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
Good, brother. Good morning.
Good morning. Before I got 2 questions, but before I ask those questions, I just want to give a shout out to the captain and all the crewmen up in Liberty. They've been nothing but great every time I've booked a trip there, and they do nothing but do a great job and help everybody out.
Thank you.
Hear that for sure.
So, first question though, I think I was already answered here from the previous caller, but with the bait barge, I know there was a shortage. I believe it was on mackerel and sardines, was it? And it was just you guys just had anchovies. Is that due to the temperature of the water, or how does that work?
That's probably the number one thing they're trying to figure out. There's been theories from the earthquake that was up in Russia or Alaska a few weeks ago. They're just, the current has changed, the ocean's changed. Obviously, they're farther offshore now. I don't know if anyone really knows the right answer to that question type of deal. I know the guys at Irvingham, they're just doing anything and everything they can to get us bait. And so far, they haven't really let the sport boats guys down. I know it's been tougher on the private boaters. But I mean, talking to Jason and those guys from the bait company, they got airplanes up almost every single day. They got helicopters looking. They're working with the guys up north trying to get us bait. They're doing everything they can to make sure not only does the private boaters have bait, but the sport boats also. Why we have a shortage of bait right now? No, I don't think anyone really knows. I definitely don't know what the reason is, but I just know maybe it's just the ocean is changing right now. Like
and we certainly have the best men on the job.
Yeah,
the Everingham brothers.
Yeah.
There's nobody that does it better than the Everingham brothers. And if anybody's going to find the bait, they that's their job, and they do the best. At it.
That's one thing. Like if there's ever a way of knowing that like you said that best, that you got the right people on it, the sport boat fleet, like obviously that is how it was built, and that's what we live on. Our industry was built on live bait fishing, and we've hit this weird time where there's been a shortage and there's been some rationing of it, and there's not one captain who's complained about the efforts of Everingham brothers. I mean, obviously they're nervous and everybody wants full bait. Nobody wants to do a trip that doesn't have it, but you don't hear one negative thing said about the one key component, the most important thing to your trip. Like, everyone knows, like, there just isn't anybody that puts more effort into it than those guys. The boats run 24/7 in the day and in the dark fishing for bait. Carl said it best: planes flying, helicopters flying, like they are grinding, and they're not making any more. You know what I mean? Like they're burning every asset they have just to keep bait in the thing. It's costing them way more than it is. They're not making any more money, but that's just who they are, man. And thank God for them.
One thing to say I will mention is, like, this isn't the first time we've seen this happen. I remember when I was a kid working on the Apollo, Kevin Ward was driving the boat, and it was really tough bait making for the guys. But we were scooping bait here in the bay here. We'd take our crowders at night, and at the dock, we'd scoop up tiny little 1-inch to 2-inch anchovies, and that would be our chum. We'd get a half a lid for bait, and that would be our hook bait. So we've had this bait shortage, or it changes, it moves. It's happened before. It will come and go, and we'll be okay in the long run. And everyone just has to hey, it's fishing. They're fishing just like we are. They're not always going to catch. And for the last 10 years, we've been super lucky. We haven't had an issue for bait. But right now it's a little tough, and those guys are doing everything they can to make sure San Diego and Mission Bay and everyone else has bait.
But so, as a private boater, I gotta make a comment here. I went last Wednesday and got a half a scoop of bait. It's like, wait a minute, you're Pete Gray, you can get bait, can't you? No, I'm right in line with everybody else, and I got a half a scoop of, I'm going to say, pretty marginal small sardine. It was not great, and we didn't catch. I mean, guys that had bait caught, and maybe it was we were in the wrong spot or wrong, who knows? But anyway, everybody's going, well, how come the sport boats get all this bait? Let me explain it to you. Because they pay the bills.
Yeah.
And they pay year round for those bait haulers.
Yeah.
And a percentage of every ticket goes to the Everingham brothers. And so it's not about cash sales.
Yeah.
It's the sport boats that keep those guys in business.
Yep.
So don't ever complain, hey, they're getting a whole bunch and I'm getting a half a scoop. It's like, well, that's because they're paying the bills.
They're open because of the sport boats, and we get the benefit of the overflow.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, everyone's like, oh, these boats are getting full. Like, most of these guys are getting a lid of bait, which, like, talking to the guys on the island or talking to Gavin, that might only be one tank out of their 4 tanks they have on the boat or whatever, 2 tanks.
They're not
loading up and taking everything. And they're, like you said, sometimes the baits are really good, sometimes it's marginal, and that's just, it's fishing. When we go fishing, we might have a great trip. Some trips are not so great. It's better
than having no bait at all, which happened about 2 weeks ago
Yeah.
where they had no cash sales.
Exactly.
And it's just cool to see how good our sport boat fleet is.
Yeah.
When it's on the line, they know how to stretch it. They know how to make
Yeah.
a catch because of it.
Yeah.
Hey, as you can hear, we got a great show going. We got another full hour coming your way. You stay tuned. More Let's Talk Hookup, more Carl Schmidt, more catch reports. It's all coming your way on Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Do you know why 1 million customers visited Summit Gasoline last year at the San Diego Sports Arena? Because they give you the lowest price on fuel. Great service and easy access, even for trucks and trailers at their 24 pumps. Summit is known for the best price on ice, too. Almost half the cost of any other vendor. 25 pounds for just $3.99. Martha and her crew love Fisherman, and they'll prove it by giving you 100 pounds free with a 35-gallon fill-up. Summit offers over 40 snacks and drinks to choose from for only 89 cents, and even a line of hand creams and lip balms for 89 cents, too. Summit now proudly offers locally made burritos and sandwiches. Made fresh daily and ready to go wherever the current takes you. Summit just upgraded their car wash, and for a limited time, get a deluxe car wash for only $6. Grab the wife's car, grab a cheap sandwich, and make up for the day on the water. Summit Gasoline. Lowest prices, friendliest staff, easy access, and free ice. What more can you ask for?
Don't let the summer pass you by with powerful deals on new Yamaha outboards during Yamaha's Cruise into Summer sales event. From now until September 3rd, 2025, purchase a new eligible Yamaha 450 to 30 horsepower outboard and get up to 7 years of warranty protection. Looking for a lower horsepower? Yamaha's got you covered. Purchase a new Yamaha 25 to 2.5 horsepower outboard and receive up to $300 in dealer credit. Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Offer ends September 3rd, 2025. Subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models excluded. 24-month Yamaha extended service added to 36 or 60-month factory limited warranty. Choice offered to Florida residents is a 24-month Yamaha limited warranty for select motors. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Haida Gwaii Safaris, formerly Queen Charlotte Safaris, invites you to experience the magic of Haida Gwaii Islands, British Columbia, Canada. Hi, I'm Valerie Hoprich. 25 years ago, I fell in love with these incredible islands, the breathtaking scenery, the warm community, and the truly phenomenal fishing. That passion inspired me to open my own fishing lodge, just steps from the Sandspit Harbor at Haida Gwaii Safaris. You will be fishing in pristine, unpressured waters for Chinook, king salmon, halibut, lingcod, and much more. Plus, be surrounded by untouched beauty. We pride ourselves on creating an unforgettable venture that turns first-time guests into lifetime friends. You will come for the fishing, and you will come back for the memories. We are booking now. Call us at 1-877-815-2892 or visit our website, qcsafaris.com. Find us on Facebook and Instagram. Haida Gwaii Safaris, where adventure and friendship meet.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
This is Jake Cronenworth from the San Diego Padres.
Cronenworth the third standing with a 3-run triple. The Padres play here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan and Odyssey Sports Station. This program is sponsored and produced by Let's Talk Hookup. Opinions and offers expressed during this program are not those of Odyssey or 97.3 The Fan. Sometimes they tell some pretty hefty fish stories. We don't know if they're true or not.
And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray, Rock Cod, Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Welcome back. Hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube, Facebook Live, and 97.3 The Fan. Thanks to Jeff at The Fan in there doing the work and answering the phone calls and doing all that he does. And thanks to Adam for all he does on the Let's Talk Hookup app. We sure appreciate all his effort there and hard work for sure. And what a great guest, Carl Schmidt from Fisherman's Landing, and having a good time talking about fishing at Fisherman's Landing and all the great fishing, talking about all the different boats. I mean, it's hard to list the number of boats at Fisherman's Landing. That's a lot.
Yeah. During our peak season, 16 boats.
16 boats.
That's crazy.
On those docks.
On our out of Fisherman's Landing alone, between the long range boats, half day, full day, overnight, day and a half, 3 day stuff.
Pretty impressive.
I got to say it again too. You know, the other thing that is so impressive, and you want to talk about unsung heroes that make 16 boats go. It's the, you know, one of the big shout outs got to go to the crew outside with Chris Rowland and all the, you know, we affectionately call them the red shirts, but like that's one thing that's so unique to Fisherman's Landing is there is a full scale crew of guys that are just there to help facilitate getting you on and off the dock. I mean, they do a lot more.
And they do for Point Loma sport fishing too.
Absolutely, yeah.
They cover both landings.
They do a lot more than that, but like, I mean, the customer service that those guys have, it's just rad. It makes me stoked. Like they're so good at recognizing like, oh man, that dude's going on a long range trip is maybe a little bit older, and you'll just see one run out to the truck. Hey man, you need a hand with your gear, and you watch one of the guys grab a cart and load their gear up and help get them into line. They're just those guys guys. They are such a high level of customer service that it just really sets that landing apart.
If we didn't have those guys, it would be chaos. I mean, it's controlled chaos now.
Yeah.
But right, I mean, instead of taking 30 to 45 minutes to unload a boat, without those guys, it would take 2 hours to unload them, like to get all their fish off the boat, separate it, get and keep the dock carts free for everyone to use and unload. Like, I mean, you've seen it down here some mornings when you have 3 or 4 long range boats come in, then you have 5 day and a half or 2 day boats come in. It's 8 boats that literally probably close to 800 people come and go off these things. And I mean, at 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning, there's total chaos. And by 10 o'clock,
there's nobody there.
Everyone's gone.
And the other thing too is those guys are so good at controlling the chaos too, keeping everybody calm and don't worry, I got you. You know, we need to put 3 guys in one cart or whatever. And
keeping track
and make sure everybody gets their gear down there. They've got it down to a science.
No doubt.
So hats off to the red shirts.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, take care of those guys.
Totally.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, well, I had a fun text I wanted to read, and Carl was talking a little bit about this. You know, how one of the things that's been happening has been poppers and stick baits. And John from Huntington Beach says, "Good morning, guys. Great show this morning. With the opportunity to fish bluefin with poppers, I was hoping Carl could recommend a spinning setup to throw poppers. What size rod, reel, length, and line rating would be appropriate?"
Rod length would probably be an 8-foot rod. I think would be very comfortable in almost all conditions. Rick would be able to help me. Like the only ones that I know that make a
my favorite rod right now for that is made by Shimano, and they have several price categories, but the one that I really like is the Grappler series.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So Grappler is kind of like so they're really Gucci, and again, if you got little tax return burning a hole in your pocket, or you've got a little extra dough, their Gucci spinning outfit for sure is that Osea plugger. It is such a cool bluefin popper stick bait type rod. I love it. I love it. But it's spendy. It's a $600 to $700 rod. The rods that are a little bit more in my price range are that Grappler series, and Shimano does what they do a lot of times. The Grappler series is the Torium to the Trinidad. It is the Speedmaster to the Talica. It is a rod that is very similar. It has very good componentry, but it's in that $300 world. And I like that Grappler 82H, 83XH, like again, just like Carl says, an 8-foot rod, somewhere, depending on what you're doing, somewhere between a medium heavy and an extra heavy. And probably the H is right for most of our tuna scenarios. And then reel wise, again, you just got to go at the level that you can do. Spinning tackle is one of those things where you kind of need to buck up. If you're going to fish for big ones, you're going to fish for fish that are sub 50 pounds, there is a lot of really good gear available for you. Spinning, in my opinion, is more important to spend money to get to the extra level than it is with conventional, just because the reels don't make the same level of power that our 2-speed reels do.
They don't have the torque.
You can have a Speedmaster that maybe doesn't have that same frame construction as Talica, but it's still got a low gear and a big drag, and you can put your rod in the reel and be just fine. Spinning, it's all on you. There is no resting on the rail, and so the power has got to come from you and your reel. And there is high-end spinning tackle that is totally up to the task, but as the price falls, so does the efficiency of it. So I think the minimum level to be appropriate for a bluefin popper setup would be the Saragossa series. It's an all saltwater built, heavy-duty aluminum kick-ass spinning reel. And I think your size ranges from like an 8 or 10,000 at the small end to like a 14 to maybe even 18,000 at the big end. 14,000 to me, 10 and 14 are my favorite. It's like the right combination between holds enough line, but not so big that it's awkward. And my favorite for it, again, without spending crazy money, is Twin Power. Obviously, if you can afford a Stella, that's the one. It's the best, but that reel's just a little out of my budget right now. And Twin Power to me,
like half the price for Twin Power.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. I say it a lot. Half the price, but it's way more than half the reel.
Yeah. And I was going to say the Twin Power seems to be the most popular. That's the most one that I see mostly. And people say, I mean, if you hook 100-pound bluefin on it, you got more than enough guts and power in that thing.
I'll tell you one story that, we always talk about, like, if you can tell something has bridged the gap to win, it's like, oh man, no way. We always give everybody a hard time about spinning tackle. I do it on here all the time. Yeah. The crew, two or three crew members from the new Loan came in with buying a Shimano full throttle rod and a Twin Power reel as a boat setup. And we were doing the same thing back and forth, like, oh man, I don't know if I want to spend $700 on a spinning reel. This is a lot of money, all those things. And they came back the next day. They hooked and handed 2 80-pounders and like 4 60-pounders on that particular rod and reel because it fishes it so good. Yeah. Anytime there's crew members buying something, I always put a lot more, put a lot more worth into it. And if it's 2 crew members buying a spinning outfit, I was blown away, man. Hell had frozen over. I couldn't believe it. And they came back the next day like, dude, that was it. We caught fish because of that setup that we wouldn't have caught otherwise. And I couldn't believe that,
Twin Power, what size?
They bought a 14,000. It's the bomb. That is such a sick rig for doing it, Again, talk about another fantastic boat, that new Loan. I mean, those guys just do it. They do it right, man. No doubt about it. It was pretty fun.
Adam does a good job. Yep. Sure. Let's jump back on the phones, Rick.
Phones are packed up. This time we're going to talk to Tom. Tom's calling us from Central Oregon this morning. Hey, Tom. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Morning, Tom.
Morning, guys. I'm actually out here on the coast just above Garibaldi, and I was poking around on the internet, found out that they just took place the 20-year anniversary of the Albacore Classic up here. And so there was a bunch of boats going out for Albacore the last 2 days.
The Albacore
I looked up the results from last year, which was very interesting. And the top 3 winners were basically bluefin tuna. Top one was 96 pounds, and then there was 2 80-pounders after that that took second and third place, which that was kind of interesting because I knew the bluefin, they kind of move around a lot, but I didn't know they ended up this far.
Central Oregon, that's crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that either. That's cool.
That is wild. Interesting.
I know talking to some of the commercial guys, they catch albacore, bluefin mixed in with albacore from not on a regular basis, but every year they catch a handful every year, for sure.
Pete Grossbeck was telling me that his boat that's up in Half Moon Bay, they've been catching bluefin up there with the albacore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kevin, who, Kevin's the boss, and that's where he's from and fishes really hard up there. And between Pete and those guys they're so equipped. You know what I mean? Like down here, that's all guys do is focus on big bluefins. Up there, you know, it's a part of it, but it's an albacore culture and it's a salmon culture. Well, Kevin's a very accomplished big game fisherman around the world. And so they put all of that into, you know, Mad Mac, high speed trolling. One of the things that, you know, Pete is so into is water charts and studying charts and current. And Kevin is like he's a tech guy from his background. And so he just like took that to the next level and runs with it. Those guys are so into like, okay, this water's moving here. This water's pushing up. This is where we're going to go. Yep. And like, that's they have more fun, like figuring out the puzzle before the puzzle happened and driving to it and catching it than anything else. And they are crushing up there.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Tom, thanks for the albacore report from Central Oregon.
Yeah, and 2 days in a row, man. JJ, now Tom.
Yeah,
we're back to the good old days.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks a lot for the call. Appreciate that very much. I have a great text here from Sean in Oceanside. He says, hi, guys. With multi-day trips that return in the evening, what do you recommend for fish processing? Understandably, the processors are not always available in the evening. That's been a challenge for me to schedule evening return trips. Any suggestions on that?
It's tough. You could always do drop off. I know 5 Star does. I believe Fisherman's processing.
Like drop off the next morning?
Or drop off on your way home.
Oh, they actually
they have a drop off box and stuff.
Box,
And I know that some of the processors they've done, hey, if you get 4 or 5 guys and it's worth them, they don't want to come down for one fish. You know, if you got 5, 6, 7, 8 guys and you guys all have fish and it's worth it for them coming down, they'll make an exception, but they need enough notice ahead of time. So you got to call, make your reservation, call them. Hey, I have 8 guys. Will you come down if we catch X amount of fish? You know, it has to pencil out for them and stuff like that. If not, I mean, in the boats that are coming back at night, they will fillet the fish, you know, to whatever regulations they for California Fish and Wildlife. You know, they could quarter them out, you know, they can't skin them, they can't chop them up into pieces or whatever, but they can fillet them about 40% of the way, and then you have to take it home and do it yourself. But I know some of the guys have drop-off boxes that you can drop off, and then you could pick up the next day or a couple days later and stuff like that.
Or the other option would be that have them do their processing on the boat. Correct. And then the next one, bring a cooler, put that portion in the cooler, and then take it to the processor.
Correct.
Fisherman's processing the next morning.
Correct.
And then have them do the finishing touches on it.
So
and you can, you know, I mean, you can even if that part, you know, the processing part is very important to you, you can even get with a Carl and, you know, book your trip based on a time when there's likely going to be a processor there. You know, I mean, because everybody's scenario is different. And if you're traveling and out of town and having that premium Fisherman's processing product is a big deal, you might get with Carl on a day and say, hey man, I really want to book a day and a half trip. Can you find a trip that's got a return when there's, you know, a couple of long range boats? So I know those guys are going to be there, so I can just slide my fish in. And again, like it's not just Carl, you know, Fisherman's Landing has 4 or 5 guys that are just behind the counter on the reservation side of things. And those are like the little things that they'll work out with you. Like, hey man, processing is really important to me, but I need to do a trip of this length. What trip should I be looking at? What day should I be going? You know, because sometimes like that is a more important part to somebody's trip than something else's.
Yeah. And most of the time the processors are here every morning. There's this time of year, they're here every morning. There's boats coming in, at least 2 or 3 boats coming in every morning and stuff. So that's not an issue. But for the guys in the evening, I understand it's harder and it's not as easy as the guys in the morning. So with a little notice, and if you have enough guys, the process, definitely all the processors have made an attempt to be down here at night, as long as like, hey, we got 10 guys or 8 guys, whatever it is. So it's not just picking up one fish, and you know, it has to pencil out for those guys. So you just need to talk to the processors, make reservations, and let them know what's going on, and they will do their best at accommodating you guys.
All right, very good. Hey, you want to get through? Jeff is standing by at the fan, 833-288-0973. You have a chance to win a trip on the Liberty, and you have another good text.
Yeah, I thought so. It says, good morning, Carl, Pete, and Rick. Awesome show as always. What is Pete and Carl, what are your guys' prediction on this fall's fishing? Do you think the yellowfin is going to make it our way? Really liking what's happening. What do you guys see the rest of our season transitioning to?
Yes, I think we'll get yellowfin. I think it's just going to be a little later. Maybe I'm hoping not as late as last year, but I think within the next few weeks, we're going to start seeing some of that yellowfin push up the way. I'm hoping it's that same grade that we got last year, or what those guys on the 7 and 8 day guys are catching right now, that grade down there on the ridge.
Yeah, you just went on a long range trip, right?
My wife did.
Your wife did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Katie did.
Yeah, I mean, I think the average was about 40 to 50 pounds. You know, the biggest one was yellowfin. Their biggest one on the boat, I believe, was like 98 pounds gill and gutted. So a little more than 100 pounds.
Big fish.
Big fish. I'm hoping we get some storms down there that push that fish up through Cedros and up to our way. I think we'll probably, hopefully mid-September, we'll get that.
Yeah, September, October is our traditional yellowfin month.
And we'll get some dorado to go with it. I'm hoping we start seeing I mean, it's great yellowtail fishing at the islands, but hopefully some of the stuff down there will push up off on the kelp patties and stuff like that. I think our best fishing is still ahead of us. I think we're going to have a great fall this year compared to the summer. You know,
I like it. I like the way you talk. Hey, Dan in Pomona has a question about the islands here. He says, great show. Question for Carl. With more boats fishing the Coronados, can you speak about licensing requirements required for those wishing to book a trip?
So on the sport boats, all you have to, as long as you have a valid passport, doesn't matter from which country it is.
Passport or passport card.
Correct.
Yeah.
As long as it's a valid passport, we'll take care of everything else for you. We'll take care of your visas, your bracelets, your everything you need. All you have to do, like I said,
that's all part of the ticket price.
All part of the ticket price. So we make it as on the sport boats as easy as possible.
Yeah.
If you're fishing on a sport boat, everyone on the boat has to have a valid passport or passport card, has to have an FMM/visa. Everyone has to have a bracelet. Everyone has to have a Mexican fishing license, regardless if it's a daily one, a weekly one, or a yearly one. And then the boat needs the permit also. Guys call us every time, hey, how do I get all that stuff? We tell them to go to the SAC website. I think it's CaliforniaSportFishing.org.
Yep.
They have a link there. It says U.S. Mexican regulations. You go there. It gives you every single website you need in English, how to do it, a step-by-step process, how to do it. That's the best resource for guys to use that are going to fish the islands and you need help filling out your paperwork for that. That's a great website. It shows you how to do everything in English, step by step, and how to do it.
What if you have an annual Mexican fishing license?
So all the full day boats now, I believe all of them now, they used to, the price includes their Mexican fishing license, but now 50% or more of the people that show up on the full day trips have their own Mexican fishing license. So we backed that out. We actually dropped, we kept the price the same as last year. We didn't raise the price at all. So if you're going out on our boat, it's $21 to go on the Liberty. So it's $240 plus $21. So $261 to hop on the Liberty if you don't have your Mexican fishing license.
If you do, it's $240.
$240, correct.
So, but we should explain part of that, like a big part of that $240, like probably $40 of that is Mexican permits.
Almost $80.
Almost $80?
Yeah, a visa now is almost $50.
$50.
Yeah,
for the 1 day visa.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
It depends on what the peso to dollar ratio is or whatever. It goes up and down, just like the Mexican permit. So for a visa, a bracelet, and the Mexican permits, it's almost $80.
$80.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did not know it was that much.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So it works out to be, I think, $76 or something like that on the average. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's
so. I mean, people are like, "Why is your
just to get to go there?
Just to go?
Like the guys go up out of Long Beach or LA or whatever. It's $180 or whatever.
Yeah.
To go fish the San Clemente, but to fish the Coronado Islands, to go fish in Mexico, that's what it costs. And
but that's what we pay, and we're glad to do it. To have the opportunity,
and worth every penny.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, so the great thing is when fishing is tougher at the islands, the guys switch off to offshore. They're like, well, why don't they lower the price or whatever? The main reason is because at the islands I'm just going to use numbers off top of my head. They might burn 100 gallons at the islands. Offshore, they're burning 300 gallons of fuel.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is off top. I'm just making
just a rough number.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to make up the difference and stuff.
Yeah, you're saying the reason the trip cost doesn't come down because they might not be incurring the permit fees, but they are certainly incurring the pump fees.
Correct.
Got it.
And diesel right now is about $4 a gallon for our sport boat guys. And so that's a lot of that adds up really fast.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure. 833-288-0973 open right now. Let's jump back into
You got it, man. Let's talk to John. He's calling us from Escondido this morning. Hi, John. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. Got you, John?
Oh, hey, guys. Sorry about that.
No worries, buddy. Good morning.
Yeah. Hey, so my question on a half day, it's good to call in and make reservations because you might switch to a full day. Do you guys give military discount on the half day? And if I do back to back, like morning and the afternoon, is there a discount because I'm going to do both of them?
Yes, absolutely. So military, normal ticket price on the Dolphin, $75. Junior, senior, military is $65. Then if you do a re-ride, so you pay the normal $75. Re-ride's $35 on the afternoon trip and stuff like that. So
awesome.
And if you rent a rod in the morning, you can take that same rod right back out there. There's no extra charge for the half a day.
That's
So
cool.
So it's
the re-ride really is a good deal.
Yeah, it's
you're not,
$35.
you're not rental fee. You're damn near half the ticket price.
Yep.
Like that's cool.
$35. So you can go on the both half day trips for $120 or something like that, give or take,
Nice.
So then the guy, you just, hey, I'm going to go on the afternoon half day. Let the guys on the boat know. They keep your stuff on the boat. You don't have to take it off, put it back on. They'll keep your fish on the boat for you. Come back up, get your afternoon ticket, go back on the boat. You're good to go. Go enjoy a Dolphin burger, a cold beer, catch some more calico bass or sand bass.
There you go. Now, how does the Dolphin care for the fish on the boat?
It's still pretty traditional. I believe they bleed all their bass and stuff like that. Then it goes in a burlap sack. If you're on their full day trips, they have a RSW fish hold.
They do. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
They obviously, you catch your fish, they tag the fish, and then it goes down into the fish hold, and they pull them out in the afternoon on the full day trips, fillet them up for you, and then hand them out to you at the top of the dock.
Okay.
Half day too. Like I've seen re-rides where they'll like fillet the fish and they put them in cold storage freezer or whatever. Like, you get your fish filleted, then they'll just throw those fish in the freezer.
If you re-ride. Correct. Yeah. If you do the re-ride. Yeah. And the re-rides become super popular. I mean, I bet almost weekends, if the trip's not sold out, we'll get 5 to 10 re-rides. And then during the week, there's always 2 or 3 re-rides, so it's really nice, especially on
You're
light
down
loads.
there anyway. Why not?
Exactly.
You came here to go fishing.
Yep.
Yeah. Pretty good.
And if you do the afternoon trip and you want to do the twilight on weekends, the twilight's $35.
Okay.
So yeah.
Great. So you mentioned we're talking about rental tackle, and you kind of control all the rental tackle.
Mm-hmm.
The rental tackle at Fisherman's Landing is next level.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of one of my pride and joys back there is the rental rods, Talica 20s, 25s, or Speedmasters for the most part, CalStar rail rods, Seeker rail rods.
I would say a high percentage of the rental outfits that go out for a big bluefin retail somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000 per outfit.
Wow.
I mean, it's the highest end gear. It's TAC 25s. It's custom CalStar rail rods.
Yeah.
It's metered, color changing spectra.
Yeah.
Top shots vary based on what Carl's hearing from the guys. Like, it is high. It's the highest of high end of gear.
And like that's
fresh top shots.
Fresh top shot
every time,
and
no matter what.
Every time.
Yeah, every time. Brand new mono. Even if the guy never took it out or like never used it, we don't know what happened to that thing. So we take the mono top shot off and put a new one on. I mean, 20 feet, what's 20 feet?
Yeah.
And then if that spectra gets low, it's hollow spectra, and our guys will strip off 100 yards or 200 yards when we need to and put a brand new top shot on there. Good to go. You always have fresh, like almost everything on the top half. The first couple 100 yards is probably never more than a few weeks old. So you're getting fresh Iser line top shot. You're getting free or metered spectra, and that's changing color every 100 feet. So it's very easy for a guy that's never fished before. Captains, hey, we got fish at 300 feet. Let 3 colors down. You're in the zone type of deal.
Yeah.
And then we got Chris that's always working on our rods, making sure the guides are never frail and stuff like that. Vince is doing a great job on keeping our rental. I mean, that stuff gets gone through 2, 3, 4 times a year, making sure the bearings are good, the drags are good, the 2-speed mechanisms are working. The last thing we want is someone to take one of our rental rods out there, hook a fish of lifetime, and it fails. So I want to make sure and do everything in our in our hands that we take care of the best of the best. So
yeah. And then what about a guy that's going to go on the Liberty or the Dolphin to the Coronado Islands? What's the rental package for that?
We have anything from the Shimano TLD 2040s, which I think we're going to be swapping out to Toriums here sooner than later, I hope. And then we have if they're fishing yo-yo or they're fishing offshore for bigger fish, we got Talica 12s and Talica 16s, CalStar 700 MHs or Hs, depending on what they want and stuff like that.
Different rental packages for different.
Oh yeah. So we have anything from 20 pound test for a half day all the way up to 100 pound. then 30, 40, 50, 60, 80 pound, depending on what the guys need.
In the winter time, when it's all there and not all out on the boats, it is so impressive. There's there's hundreds of Talstars and hundreds of Talicas, like all topped off, ready to roll. Like it is, you know, in the summertime, you roll in there and you just see a big giant empty room because it's all fishing and coming back, and those guys are busting their butt and working on it and new Top Shot. But like when it's all in there, it is an impressive sight. All the rods are all lined up, and then all like the next round are all in milk crates down below the rods. Everything's fresh and rebuilt. Like it is an impressive amount of high-end tackle. Like,
4 or 5 years ago, we like, hey, you got to call in to make sure we have a reservation for your rent rods. Now, unless you're a big group, like a 15 or 20, like, hey, I got the whole boat needs something. Like we have enough gear to cover. Even like right now, this is our busiest between now and Labor Day. It's going to be our busiest weekends. And we have, I got to make sure everyone gets what they need, but
come on down.
I got you covered.
You don't have to make a reservation.
If it's for one guy, no. If it's a big group, let us know so we have it prepared for you to go and stuff like that.
Great. Hey, Ray from Santee had a nice text, and he said, put my glasses on here. Ray, you mentioned the red shirts. Don't forget to tip them. Most people don't know. I made up a red shirt tip bucket. Ask them for it.
That's cool.
Good call.
Yeah. And hey, man, no doubt. Again, you want to talk about guys that make your life a whole lot easier. Dude, throw those guys a bone, and they're stoked about it.
Yeah,
they're the ones having to lift. They're the ones having to lift that tackle box that you put way too much weight into, and you came to the tackle store and bought all those yo-yos. Those are the poor guys that are humping it in and out of the carts for you, man.
Where is the red shirt tip bucket? I haven't seen it.
I'll tell you one thing about a red shirt. Any one of them will accept tips.
I think
Ray saying. I think he's saying that he made a bucket for when he goes down there, like to help collect that.
Good.
Those guys are
not a bad idea. If you're a charter master, throw a red shirt.
You know how those go. They're like again, it's high. Their level of professionalism is high. They don't have like I don't think they normally have a tip bucket standing up. But just throw those guys. Throw them a 5. Throw them a 20. Throw them a 10. Whatever. Throw them a couple bucks. They're stoked.
And one thing I want to say that for the red shirts, the reason our docks are always working, the dock carts are always working. It's not that they're just helping load and unload fish and this stuff. When all the dust settles in the morning, they're working on the docks. They're making sure the building's good looking. They're making sure every dock cart is available for you guys to use and stuff like that.
A lot of maintenance on those dock carts too, and the docks too. The docks are old.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to get replaced in a couple of years, but they need constant repair.
And they're the unsung heroes of Fisherman's Landing for sure.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, with that said, we're going to find out what's going on the water. It is time for our Fishdope.com report by the Angler's Realtor. Yosef Hosseini is on the line. And today, that catch report is sponsored in part by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego, where you get a premier processing experience. Check out the easier online system to book your processing orders for your long-range trip. With more team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest. More same-day capacity, the finest customer service. You can stop by their location in Old Town on Taylor Street or check fishermansprocessing.com and be sure you make those reservations today. We got the man on the line, Yosef Hosseini. What's up, Yosef?
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
We've got some pretty good fishing out there still, and it seems to be building. A little bit of a weird year, in my opinion. But up at St. Nick and the Channel Islands, it's still going pretty good. There is no squid around there, so you do need to bring live squid with you. Sea bass, yellowtail, and halibut still biting well. SBI, same kind of deal. You need squid, get off of the big squid beds, and you should find them. Catalina has slowed down quite a bit, but there is still some fishing to be had. There has been some sightings of bluefin on the backside, as well as still some decent fishing for yellowtail and for sea bass back there. Clemente, same kind of deal. They only bite on when the current's moving, but yellowtail and halibut near the caves. You can get squid at Catalina or Nachos, but you need to get squid before you go over there or make it. Backside Clemente, same deal. There's some smaller tuna seen foaming up. Coronado Islands has slowed down quite a bit. The biomass still seems to be there. They're just not biting. A lot of the guys ran out west yesterday, and I guess they found some decent-sized bluefin around the 302. There's a big spot of them. They were foaming up. A few friends of mine got spooled, throwing some smaller baits at them. Heading back up north, the Tanner Bank is biting good. Yesterday, some guys did well for easy limits on spreader bars and Mad Max. These are 20 to 70 pound fish. Down below that, right off the 390, there's some smaller bluefin, nothing huge, 10 to 20 pound, and there's some decent kelp yellowtail fishing. So nice and close for us. They're starting to show up down below a little bit to where the smaller boat guys can get to them. So that's all I got, guys.
We'll certainly take that. Sounds like some good fishing, and very cool news to hear about some of that big fish floating around our local haunts too, like that. Those are always fun stories when you're making a day catching schoolies, and next thing you know, you hook the wrong one and he takes all your line, and that's
a good problem.
Yeah, no doubt. So we'll certainly some fun on our local zones. And how about the real estate? Any fun happening this week? Anything changing? Anything moving?
Definitely. JP Morgan announced that they're going to lower rates 4 times this year.
Wow,
So
that's awesome news.
They're on the Fed's tail here, and hopefully we see all this. But yeah, rates are coming down. You're going to start seeing this market really move, and inventory's getting gobbled up over here in La Mesa and in Claremont. Both of them the past 2 weeks. I mean, we had tons of inventory. It's gone. It's all pending now.
Wow.
That's crazy how fast that stuff
coming
moves.
down the pipeline here, guys.
So get on it.
Yeah, glad to hear that, man. That's great news. Well, if somebody wants to do exactly that, get in before everything gets gobbled up with that great new news or any of the other things. If we had a lot of fun talking about the opportunities of buying the beef and just the self home evals, all the great stuff that you're involved with, Joseph. How do we find you? How do we keep in touch?
You can get me on my cell phone at 619-277-2169. You can check out my website at sportsmansrealty.com. If you want a free home evaluation, you can go to SoCalHomeEval.com, and we'll get an evaluation out to you.
Awesome, buddy. Really appreciate it. Great report as always, and we'll look forward to talking to you next Sunday.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thanks, Joseph. Appreciate that very much. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We got more of your phone calls, more great info with Carl, and more of your text. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, this is Captain Benny Florentino, owner-operator of Coastal Charters. Just want to announce that I'll be running the Camus 26 hybrid boat from West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa. Hybrid being a center console with bay boat features. The boat features a Michael Peters stepped hull that'll give both myself and my guests a comfortable, dry ride. West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa will be carrying the 26 hybrid, 28 hybrid, and also a 34 cat. Heck, they even have some great looking bass boats. But if you have any other questions, feel free to call Nick Kelly or Kyle Mesa at West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa, and we'll see you on the water.
Take it from Captain Benny Florentino. West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa is your source for Camus boats, as well as Parker boats, Yamaha outboards, and now Mercury outboards. Sales and service, the finest you can find. Go see Nick and the guys at West Coast Marine on Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check westcoastmarine.com.
A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limit, Elgato Dos, Pride, Tribute Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open party schedule, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
One rod has set the standard for serious saltwater anglers worldwide, and that's CalStar. From the rugged dependability of the West Coast Series, the lightweight strength of the Graphiter, or the performance of the GG Series, all CalStar rods are handmade right here in Southern California of the finest materials and craftsmanship. Check out the new CalStar models now available, as well as upgrades to the classic rods that you know and love. If you want your tackle to be state-of-the-art tools to get the job done right, it's CalStar at fine tackle dealers.
Captain Jamie Tennis from Season Sport Fishing here. For the past few seasons, a dart-style metal jig has come into play in a big way for tuna offshore or even rockfish down deep. AFCO's crossbreed jig has quickly become the go-to for many since it came onto the market. AFCO's crossbreed jig is good to go right out of the package with a 4X treble hook, heavy-duty split rings, West Coast colors, and sizes 60 gram to 120 gram. Pick one up today at your local tackle store or learn more on afco.com.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is on at your San Diego County Ford dealers.
It's a great time to take a test drive to see what Ford's award-winning lineup of trucks and SUVs has to offer. You'll discover California's best-selling truck brand, Ford F-Series, equipped for anything your demanding job needs or the family vacation you're taking. Check out the Bronco family featuring the iconic Ford Bronco or the versatile Ford Bronco Sport. Both have muscle, tech, and durability needed to go anywhere. Whether it's gas, hybrid, or all-electric, visit your local dealership to find the perfect Ford for you during the Ford Summer Sales Event. The Ford Summer Sales Event is on at your San Diego County Ford dealers. It's a great time to take a test drive to see what Ford's award-winning lineup of trucks and SUVs has to offer. Visit your local San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here, talking fishing with Carl. It's got me ready to go on a 1.5-day trip, man. I'm
man.
down for this
ready
right
to go
now.
catch. And what you also saying about that local tuna and stuff like
302
that?
big
It's
ones.
happening.
Handle some of
It's
that
happening for sure. If you want to get through, talk to Carl. 833-288-0973. Jeff standing by at the fan there to take your call. 833-288-0973. You're going to have a chance to win a trip on the Liberty out of Fisherman's Landing.
Pretty slick deal, man. No doubt about that. Well, we got our phone lines are packed up, just like Pete said. If you want to get that, 833-288-0973. But before we jump into the phones, I had a fun text. Good morning, guys. Let's just say I'm a complete newbie to Fisherman's Landing. I don't really know my way around the place. Carl, can you dial me in on the parking situation, the check-in line, the lineup procedure for getting on the boat, so on and so on? I don't want to be lost in the crowd not knowing what to do. That's from Mike and Rosemead.
Nice. If you've never done this, parking is really simple. We have our
Compared to what it used to be.
Yeah, correct. It's pretty simple. The main parking lot this time of year obviously is full. You got every boat out of the 3 landings running and stuff like that. But we have an overflow parking on North Harbor. We call it Westies. It's between the Doubletree and the Best Western. If you've never done this before, pull in our parking lot, unload your stuff into the shop or in our locker, then go park. Come back, check in the office in the morning or in the evening whenever you're going out. You'll see one of us. We'll check you in, get your bunk, we'll get your ticket. Then what we've done ever since COVID, which one good thing that did come from COVID, not much, but one good thing is we have signs with every boat name on it. So it says Tradition line starts here, Pacific Queen line started here, Royal Polaris. So we keep all the guys separate. I mean, obviously you guys could still mingle between each other's boats and stuff like that, but we have everyone separated by boat.
Very clearly, this is where you put your gear to get on board.
So when the red shirts come in, like, hey, we're looking for everyone on the Royal Polaris. Everyone's right there, ready to go. Hey, I'm looking for John Smith. Okay, you're going to go in dock cart 1. You're going to go in dock cart 2 and stuff like that. So it's very simple. It's not, you have to try to get lost type of deal. Everything is, you check in. Hey, I'm on whatever boat. Whoever's checking you in, like, okay, here's your ticket. You're going to be outside on the boardwalk, on the other side of the dock, where you'll see your sign, whatever boat it might be, or you're going to be out in front of the tackle shop. The searchers sign is out there. You go there and you get in line. Then obviously, if it's one of the long range boats, Jen or Monica or Rachel or Jason or Tracy will, hey, I'm doing check-in. Then they'll just listen to where they're going to do your check-in. If you're going on one of the like the Pacific Queen or the Islander or whatever, one of the deckhands will come up. They'll set up a table outside there with you with the Coast Guard manifest. You fill out your stuff. As soon as you sign, fill out your Coast Guard manifest, you walk down to the boat, put your stuff on the boat, you get on and go ready to go fishing.
I just want to add to the parking thing, because it's something that people talk about so much, and it's everybody's thing. Parking has been made so easy at Fisherman's Landing. Now, if you want to have a front row spot in the main lot in August, then it's just a waiting game, and it is what it is. Now, with as busy as it is, every spot is going to be, if you walk down there, well, right this second isn't the perfect example because this is when they do interchange. But if you walk down there at noon, every spot is going to be full. It's August. That's what it is. But it's full of people that are all in those boats. So when those boats get off, those spots exchange. There's just no reason to try to get front row parking in the main lot these days because of the lockers that those guys do. If I was coming down to go fishing, I'd pull right into the landing. I'd go see Carl behind the counter. Hey, I want to throw my stuff in the locker. Like, they have a locked facility for you to keep your gear. So, okay, Carl, like, here's the key to whatever. This is locker number 5. And you just pull up to it, unload your rods and your reels and your tackle box and everything. You shut the door, you lock it, you give the key back to Carl. Then you just go across the street, park at Westie's with zero hassle and an open spot. It's 1/2 of 1 block away. It's literally across the street.
And then the same thing when you come back.
And then your gear's already there and locked up. You get back to the landing, you get the key back from Carl, you open it back up, you put your stuff in line, and you're done. Like, there's just, I don't get me wrong, everybody wants a front row parking spot, but why deal with the hassle? Like, you can come down anytime, know your gear is secured, locked, safe, and then just go deal with your parking on your own time and not worry about it.
Yeah.
It's a slick deal.
But do not leave your gear just sitting out.
Hell no.
No.
Hell no.
Yeah.
And for everyone that grabs like people like, well, who's going to come and go? It's like for the locker key, we write everyone's name down, phone number, we grab an ID, so they make sure they bring us the key back. And so your stuff is safe in the locker.
Yeah. They know who's in that locker.
And we've never, in the 12 years or since I've been doing this, I don't think we've ever had an issue of people's stuff missing out of the locker. So it's completely safe. It is literally less than a 5-minute walk from Westie's to our front counter. It's probably more a 2.5-minute walk, but if you get stuck at the light, it's super easy. It's convenient. We try to make it as easy as possible on everyone. If you're a first-time guy, just show up. We'll point you. There's someone there to help you every step of the way until you get on the boat. And when you get on the boat, the deckhands will take over, and you're in great hands with the deckhands.
Right. Hey, Dan in Santa Cruz has a question, and he's in anchovy country, so it's very appropriate here. Any suggestions on a rod and reel setup for getting an anchovy away from the boat on 25-pound test? Rick?
Ooh, for me, if I'm picking my favorite, it is a CalStar. I'm a little bit old school in my anchovy setup. So I'm a CalStar 196 8-footer. And I like a Trinidad.
That's a glass rod?
All fiberglass rod, and I like a Trinidad 14.
Ooh,
that's my all-time.
And what are you going to put on it?
I'm gonna fish very light Spectra. That would be one thing that would maybe separate that outfit a little bit from some others. Like, I'm gonna fill my reel with either 30 or 40-pound Power Pro. And then
Quattro?
Well, they don't make Max that quite that small. I know. I just fish like regular OG Power Pro for that thing, and 30 or 40-pound. And then I'm a short top shot guy, so I like that with a small top shot of a little piece of floor of whatever size we're fishing. 20-pound, 25-pound, something like that. That's my favorite. Hard to beat an 800 XLH though. So I can't justify replacing my 196 8 because I've had it my whole life and I love it. If I was buying new though and I didn't already own that rod, maybe I'd be an 800 XLH guy. It's hard to be. They're so
800
lightweight.
XLH is pretty sweet
It
rod.
comes with Fuji guides. It's got a better handle section. So if I'm buying new, maybe you're convincing me to go that route, but I can't give up my 196 8. I love it. I've had it my whole life. I'm never giving it up.
Yeah.
And until Chris makes a GG version, then we'll talk. Then maybe I'll be convinced.
All right, cool. Yeah. You agree with all that?
I would go a longer mono top shot. For anchovy, that's just what I grew up on.
What pound test? 25?
20, 25. Yeah. For albacore, I'd probably do 25.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can easily go, like he said, 30-pound Spectra with a short top shot, and you'd kill it for sure. Same exact rods. I mean, he hit the nail on the head right there.
All right. Good stuff. All right, you have a good one?
This one, it says, hey, I can't say enough good things about Carl. I had a crummy season one year with Fisherman's Landing where I had to cancel multiple trips due to health and then rebooking. Carl could not have possibly been more accommodating. His customer service is why I will always keep booking my trips at Fisherman's Landing. My question is for Carl. With all the wear and tear that their rental rods take, what's the best, most reliable 30 to 40-pound fly line and potential jigging reel that you could recommend? I know you guys have seen everything. That's from Mike in San Diego.
30 or 40-pound jigging reel, probably for what we use for rental rods, a Talica 12. I mean, hands down, they're bulletproof. You just can't go wrong for that type of stuff. You could fish 30 pounds kind of light on that. If you're doing 30-pound, I'd drop down to Talica 10, but Talica 12 for 40, 50, 60-pound. You can't go wrong with that type of stuff. If you're talking about surface iron, Trinidad 20 or Torium 20 type of reel, Trinidad, there's guys that love that Trinidad. No, not Trinidad, but Trinks 500.
Trinks 500.
For when that reel came out, I thought, oh my goodness, you got to be joking me. But guys go out there and they catch wahoo on the thing, and it just is that is a
I love
bulletproof.
that reel.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
my-
you just can't go wrong with it.
That's
you
the
know?
old guy's surface iron reel right there.
You know,
Yeah.
just
It's
can't
so
go-
easy.
Yep.
Yeah, easy to cast, easy to wind.
Never
Yep.
been a more
Brainless.
user-friendly casting
Yeah.
reel than
It-
that.
there
one.
isn't. You
And
know?
you can catch a big fish on it, right, Rick?
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
I
got
mean,
what, a 200 pounder on it?
Almost 180.
180.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how many 100 to 200 pound bluefin has that reel cost?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
it just is. It casts, especially if you're in a scenario where you're wanting or needing to cast straight power pro. Like that's where it really comes to shine. I think that reel is very good and it's worth the argument for any casting scenario. But when you are talking about casting, you're fishing some kind of fishery where you want to fish straight braid, whether it's because you want a kelp cutter style surface iron rig, or you're bluefin fishing and you're needing to maximize, a heavy amount of line. That's when it's not only in the conversation of the best reels, it's not questionable. Like when you're casting straight Spectra, it is the easiest reel to cast a lure from. Period.
Yeah,
hands down.
Yeah,
I
for
love
sure.
it.
Well, let's jump into the phones.
You got it. How about this time we talked to Jim? He's calling us from National City this morning. What's up, Jim? Thanks for joining the show.
Hey, good morning, guys. I just wanted to give kudos to Carl and his crew there at the reservations. And to say reservations, that's only half of what they do. I've had several issues. I know it's hard to believe. I've had
really?
issues at the desk there, but Carl and his crew. I lost my tackle box one time. They found it. I had reservations problems one time. Of course, Carl took care of that in a heartbeat. I had bunk problems one time, and Carl took care of that. And his crew is also excellent. Just like in the tackle shop, all the guys in there are first rate. Well, Carl's crew, including Tony, I think his father-in-law or father, Tony, he seems to always be at the desk. Excellent employee. And, not only Fisherman's Landing, but Seaforth and Point Loma, they all do an excellent job there on the reservations and all the follow-up stuff, what gear you need, what's going on. And, my friend over there at Point Loma, Scott Willits, he's excellent. He's their computer geek. He works in the tackle shop. Scott's an excellent guy there. A
lot of good folk around here, no doubt, Jim. Well,
Thanks, Jim.
appreciate the kind
Thanks
words.
Thanks
Jim.
for all you do. Hey,
We do
the
appreciate
call
that.
this morning. Hey, Sharice in Huntington Beach has an interesting question here. It says, I've always favored bait fishing and feel like my casting skills fall short on the sport boats. Can you give me a few pointers to help me cast like a pro?
Practice.
Practice.
Yeah, I mean, go out to your lake, go to your backyard if you need to.
Grassy field.
Yep, tie on something that's going to mimic the same weight as a bait, and people ask all the time. It's really just practice. I mean, you watch these deckhands go out there and they cast a jig 100 yards or a bait 20 yards away from the boat, and they do the little underhand cast, and all that is just practice. That's the only way you're going to master it. Is how does a guy hit a 100-mile fastball? A lot of time at the batting cage, And same thing with these guys. Just practice casting your.
And make sure you take a spray bottle of water with you if you go out to the field or the thing. Just unless you're on water, actually, and keep that line wet, because that's one of the keys when you first get on the boat.
Call, dude.
You gotta go over the bait tank and get that real wet.
Yeah,
because the wet line is what's going to cast better
Correct.
than that dry line is just going to go to bird's nest.
And some of it has to be due to some of the reels. There are reels that cast much better. If you want something, if you're a live bait fisherman and you're fishing like local yellowtail calico bass, fish a star drag reel versus a lever drag reel, or fish a single speed reel versus a 2-speed reel,
or a Shimano bait runner.
Yeah. That will make a big difference in your casting. Obviously, a star drag reel is going to cast better than a lever drag reel, But I mean, it's just all about practice, I think.
I want to throw a couple things in there, and it's like you use we've got such good technology in our rods and reels now. Like you use that to your advantage. Like if you bought a Tranx, we talked about that thing's so user friendly. It's so user friendly because it has a braking system that's got a lot of adjustment to it. But I know because I talk about in the tackle store all the time. 90% of people buy that reel, they take it out of the box, and they fish with it. They don't do anything. I change I think I cast very good. I change my braking system all the time throughout the day, casting into the wind, casting out of it, move lighter lure, heavier lure. Like I change it because it affects the performance of the reel. It's not because I do or don't know how to cast. Like, so if you've got a reel that has that, like, make the adjustment, mess with it,
or the cast control knob.
Exactly. If you're getting used to it, like, back it all the way off and backlash a couple times and start, kicking it back forward, or the opposite, turn it all the way up so you're never backlashing. And as you're making cast after cast, start backing it off the other way. And then the other thing is letting your rod do all the work. Like if you watch a good fly fisherman, they're the best in the world at watching the rod load and unload. And that's how casting works. But a guy gets excited and gets a surface iron rod, and just all of the fishing rod part goes out the window. Like, you made the investment in your tackle because that's a good casting rod. Like, let the rod do all that work for you. You've got to have the rod loaded when you're making your kind of back cast and coming forward, and then let it unload and push the lure off the tip for you. Yeah. A good cast is done with the rod. It's not done with your forearms. Let the rod do all the work, and you'll outcast everybody by putting half the effort into it.
And one thing is, let your bait or your jig come down to your reel, or 3/4 of the way of the rod. So many people get that jig or that bait 2 inches from the tip, and they try to cast, and you're
not allowing that rod to load up.
Exactly. Okay. So make sure you get that swing, like he was saying, let the rod do the work, and let the bait come up in a full circle and be able to launch it out there versus trying to shoot it out like a shotgun or whatever.
Practice.
That's it, man.
Yeah,
totally.
And then relating it, like Ricky was talking about, the fly fishing. I mean, it's all about practice. Fly fishing, casting a fly rod is not that hard.
No,
as you know, it's there's some basic techniques. They always talk about 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, but then the shorter the line, the shorter the stroke, blah blah blah. It's all about going out and just practicing it.
Totally.
The more you practice it, the better you're going to get.
Yeah.
And boy, I'll tell you, if you pick up a fly rod a little bit, it will make you a better conventional fisherman, because it's everything. Fly fishing is all about having that rod load up and push that fly line forward. You get the feeling of that, and then Joe jump on the Liberty and go catch your surface iron rod. You will be a better fisherman for it. No doubt.
And the cool thing about fly fishing is, if you're not casting oil, you're going to go whacked in the back of the head. So it's going to force you to be a better guy. Yeah. Yeah. You get a little a little bead going 90 miles an hour hitting the back of the head. It hurts.
Dude, I almost dropped myself with a split shot that hit me right in that soft spot behind your ear that I didn't know what I was doing, like a split shot, and it damn near knocked me to my knees, man. That'll send you make you see stars.
It can do that.
That's for sure.
You have another good one.
I thought so. And it's a great one for Carl. Says, good morning, guys. I have a question for Carl. What is one overlooked tip or technique that you see constantly helps experienced anglers land more fish, but maybe the weekend guys miss? Thanks for everything you do. That's from Troy in Newport Beach.
Watching what other people do. If you're not catching fish and there's a guy on the boat that is like knocking the shit out of them, excuse my language or whatever.
Hopefully Jeff got that.
Sorry about that.
Way to go, Carl. But keeping an eye on the guys that are doing it right.
Yeah. And learning, like, so many people go out there and they don't want to learn a single thing. You should be learning something every time you go out there. But if there's a guy doing something different, stop on, hey, what are you doing? Ask a question. Most of 99% of the time, the guy that's catching fish is probably a very seasoned angler, and they're willing to share you, hey, I'm fishing a shorter top shot. I've dropped down in hook size. Ask the guys that are catching fish what they're doing and what you're not doing.
What did you do?
Yeah, exactly. That's how you learn.
And generally speaking, those more proficient guys are happy to help you.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, bait selection, hook size, line size.
If I was going to throw one out, that one thing that a casual guy that goes every once in a while does that a very experienced guy doesn't, you're probably fishing your bait for too long.
Yeah.
I would say 90% of the people probably are fishing it longer than it needs to be. A good guy is burning through baits, fishing a good one, getting a bite because of it.
Yep.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out who's going fishing on board the Liberty. We're giving away a full day trip on the Liberty at a Fisherman's Landing to one lucky caller or texter. Carl's going to flip that coin when we come back on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and on 97.3 The Fan.
Pelagic is bringing back the California Tuna Challenge. Get ready for the most exciting tournament to hit the West Coast on August 22nd and 23rd. It's about the fun, it's about the tuna, and it's about your chance to cash in on big prizes. An affordable $500 entry fee per team gets you in. This fun 2-day format is open to all Southern California anglers with 3 official weigh stations in San Diego, Newport, and Catalina. Optional jackpots and side bets up to $41,000 all in will raise the stakes for huge cash payouts, including options for yellowtail and dorado. The big tuna are here. Win some major cash and bragging rights in the ultimate California offshore showdown. Registration is now open. Go to pelagictournaments.com for additional information, rules, and to register for this great fishing event. The Pelagic California Tuna Challenge, August 22nd and 23rd. Just $500 gets your team a shot at the ultimate California tuna bragging rights. Check pelagictournaments.com.
This is Pete Gray to tell you about my fishing buddy Dan Hume and his amazing company, Hume Termite. As you know, Southern California is infested with termites. It's a constant battle for anyone who owns a home, and that's where Hume Termite come in. They're strictly termite experts. They start with a thorough inspection to find out why you have termites in the first place, then recommend sustainable treatment options that work. Hume Termite has been controlling my termites for years, and I have recommended them to numerous friends. Did you know 99% of termite companies are commission-based? Not Hume Termite. They're all salaried employees, and with a thorough inspection, they'll help you solve your termite problems, not sell you something you don't need. Let Dan and his crew earn your business through customer service and trust. It's swarming season, and now is the time to call Hume Termite at 760-598-2201. They'll come out and give you honest answers to solve your termite issues. Check HumeTermite.com. When you're offshore fishing, the right gear makes all the difference, and that includes Fujinon stabilized binoculars from Baker Marine. Baker Marine has been selling binoculars for decades, and more importantly, they service all brands right at their San Diego Shelter Island location. Need the best? The Fujinon Staboscope is the professional's choice. Looking for top-tier stabilization at a great price? The Fujinon Technostabi TSX 1440 delivers rock-steady vision even in rough waters. Perfect for serious anglers. Baker Marine is the largest Fujinon retailer on the West Coast, and when you buy from them, they will be there when your binoculars need service. Plus, they'll give you a great price on all their in-stock Fujinon binoculars. Stop by their store on Shelter Island in San Diego and test a pair of Fujinon binoculars and see which one is right for you. The fishing season is here, and you know you need a pair of stabilized binoculars. So get them from the experts at Baker Marine. Learn more at bakermarine.com.
Looking for the ultimate Alaska fishing experience and the best value in Alaska? Look no further than Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. A trip to Kingfisher includes everything you need to make your experience legendary. The finest fishing fleet in Sitka with the best captains, deluxe accommodations, gourmet food, world-class fish processing, and the best part, it's all included for one amazing price. Kingfisher is Let's Talk Hookup's most popular destination. Hundreds of listeners have experienced Kingfisher Charters, and most go back again and again. You have probably heard a lot of big promises from other Alaska lodges, only to find there were lots of hidden charges. Not Kingfisher. Everything is included. 10-hour fishing days, your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, and fishing gear. All you bring is your layer clothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. Kingfisher Charters, your Alaska fishing destination. 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Hey, having a great time here. Okay, Carl's going to do us the honors, flip the prize coin. See if we have a caller or texter today. Oh, it's Carl's screw up number 2 there. All right, let's try that again. Hey, we have a caller today. Congratulations, Angel in El Cajon. You have got yourself a full-day trip on board the Liberty. You are going to be so stoked. Congratulations.
All right, congratulations. And Carl, great job.
Yeah, good job, Carl. It was fun.
And super good job. Appreciate you coming in here this morning.
No problem.
Yeah,
Anytime.
and if we want to go fishing at Fisherman's Landing, how do we do it?
Check out fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500, or you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. Just search Fisherman's Landing. You get all your information there also.
And you do a weekly verbal fish report
Correct.
on YouTube, right?
Yeah. Well, one thing
you did it from the world headquarters here the other day.
I saw
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What we really try to up our social media game, get us the name out there, just not Southern California, but around the world, and try to get people to come fishing in San Diego.
There you go. Thanks, Carl. Appreciate Dave. Thanks to Jeff at the fan. Thanks to Adam for all he does on the Let's Talk Hookup app. We will be back next Saturday and Sunday. Pete, Rick, and our new backup co-host, Wayne Cotto, will be here. We'll be talking fishing next Saturday. Wayne's going to be running all the equipment in the board. And then next Sunday, Captain Frank Lopresti is going to be here. That's going to be a couple great shows. We'll see you next week right back here on Let's Talk Hookup, 97.3 The Fan, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Let's Talk Hookup.
KWFN HD1 San Diego.
This is Joe Musgrove.
And Musgrove's 101st pitch of the night is swung on it.